And happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the Owatonna Today Show. Glad you made it through that scorcher of a weekend. Hopefully you found places to keep yourself cool. We do thank you so much for joining us right here on the Owatonna Today Show. You can see us here 6 days a week right on Charter Channel 8. But if for some reason you're busy or you're out and about doing yard work, you can always find us online. We are on Blip TV as well as YouTube and on Facebook. And the great thing about Facebook right now is that if you like us on Facebook, we're giving away a pair of the Renaissance Fair Festival tickets. So if you'd like to go to the Renaissance Festival, and it's going to get cooler, I promise, all you have to do is like us on Facebook and we'll put you into that drawing. And we're going to announce last week's winner at the end of the show, so make sure you stay with us. If you have a great idea of something you'd like to see right here on Charter Channel 8, Owatonna Today, all you have to do is send us an email at owatonnatoday@charter.net. You can also call Leanne Alt, she's our show's producer, at 390-5751. Let us know what you'd like to see and we can see what we can do about that. We're going to be right back. We're going to be speaking with some people from KOWZ, finding out what's it like to really be a radio announcer, and the Steele County Senior Citizens of the Year. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltfett of Horizon Eye Care Professionals. Eye care you can trust. We're proud supporters of Owatonna Today.
And we are back with the Owatonna Today Show. Shelley Whitehead here. I have with me Craig Stevens. Hello.
Oh, hi, Shelley.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. We're so glad to have you. Craig, tell
you.
us a little bit about yourself and what you do here in Owatonna.
Sure. I'm in radio as KOWZ 100.9. I'm program director there, and it's nice being in Owatonna. I do live, in the cities. I travel down daily, and just a nice community. But I am from here. I graduated from here, and it's nice to be back. My parents still live here, and it's a lot of fun.
Have you met the mayor yet? He will try and convince you to move back down here.
I've had about a dozen people convince. Yeah, we've got a lot of interviews in, and they're like, "What are you doing living in the cities? Come on down. It's a beautiful place to live."
Got a place right next to me. It's awesome. Good. Well, tell us a little bit about your journey. You did graduate from this area, but what took you back? Tell us about that circle.
Sure. I thought, what kind of career can I get into out of high school? And I thought, well, playing music, talking. I love to talk, and I love money. So let's put them all together and do radio. And so that's what I did. I went to Brown Institute in Minneapolis, graduated from there, went to Sheldon, Iowa. That was my first job. It was a 2-year program at Brown. Went to Sheldon, Iowa, a little farm community, about 5,000 people, and that's where I really learned and was taught the basics of radio, basically the farm reports and the morning show. And it was a small station where we actually signed off at midnight with the national anthem and then signed off back in the morning. So it was very low key. And nobody under the age of 50 really listened to that radio station, but I could really still be a cool DJ. And so from there I went to Des Moines, Iowa, and became an afternoon DJ at a top country station down there. I never thought that I would get in the country, but I did, and learned it. And that was in the big heydays in the 90s of Garth Brooks and Reba McEntire and George Strait. And
all the line dancing people doing that kind of thing.
It was the number one format in the country. And so I had a great time there. I met my current wife down there as well. She was in radio, and she's like, would you like to, I got a job opportunity in South Florida. Would you like to go down there? I said, absolutely, let's try it out. So I did mornings at a top 40 radio station in West Palm Beach, which is just a very nice, it was a working vacation is what it was. And so that was really nice. But getting back to the Midwest was very important to both of us. She's from Iowa, I'm from Minnesota. It's like, what else can we do? So we both said, okay, wherever we can get a job, let's go. Chicago, Milwaukee, Kansas City. Well, she got the first job, and that was in the Twin Cities. So I said, let's go to Minneapolis. And so that's what we did. And I started working at some of the radio stations there and found myself, radio was changing a little bit where all these big national companies were coming in and buying up all these stations. So that I don't know if that's for me. I want to do something a little more at home. And so I became a traffic reporter in the Twin Cities. And so I did that for about 10 years on some big stations, WCCO one of them. And my position moved to Chicago, along with the company. ISDN lines and everything else. Everything's done from around the country nowadays. And so Lynn Kettleson in Owatonna had a great opportunity for me to help program these 3 radio stations that he had. And I said, absolutely, let's take a look at that. And so I've been here about 4.5 years, and it's been great. We went through some format changes and things like that, which we'll talk about, and it's just nice being in Owatonna.
Well, it's so interesting. I think when you go to radio school, they often tell you you will have lots of jobs because that's just the way it works. Either you move or the format changes and they need something else. And it was really interesting for them to say, don't take it personally because oftentimes it's not you.
Right, and it's just like, they can't really legally say that we want a female, we want a male, but there's consultants out there that they could deal with as well, and they subtly give hints of where they want to go with this because... which is just fine. And so it worked out for me and coming down here to Owatonna on a daily basis and doing a morning show and entertaining and talking with a lot of people in the community. Close to about 10 to 15 interviews a week with some of the leaders, politicians, business owners. It's been really a lot of fun.
It's a great way to get to know the community again, coming back and kind of reacquainting yourself with them. So the station itself has been around for, how many years has KOWZ been around?
I think KOWZ started back in 1989, 1990, around
Math
that
is hard.
time.
We won't worry about that then. So it's been around for a while.
A while, yes. Yeah.
And so the KOWZ itself, the main radio station, 100.9, has been pretty consistent. The format hasn't changed. But then we do have Crew 92, and that one's changed a little bit. Talk about, because I think some people, they maybe like one format and it changes and they don't understand why.
Sure.
So talk a little bit about why you do that as a company.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's really tough for listeners is all of a sudden they turn on a Monday morning and their stations change. All of a sudden it was oldies one day and it's country the next. And a lot of that, there's a lot of planning that goes into that and changing formats, and a lot of it comes down to not what the listeners want. We want to be able to provide, but also it's a business as well, and so you got to keep the lights on. And advertisers, with different demographics, may not want to put their money where people that listen to oldies, but maybe to country or even if there was a polka, maybe put it on the polka station to get a different demographic, and so. That's why those changes, and so it's really nothing political or what the listeners want. We just hope to, when we make a change like Crew 92, to switch it with country, and then we did. We wanted to keep those listeners, so we put on Crew 92 to our AM station, and wanted to keep that, and we got rid of a conservative talk station, which you can really find anywhere nowadays, and so. Which businesses were starting to go to where they didn't want to really do a lot of conservative talk. They didn't want to isolate somebody who might be liberal.
Right.
And so you saw a lot of people getting away from that.
It's amazing to me how complicated radio is. We think it's just people sitting in a booth putting on music that maybe they like. I just got this new album, let's listen to this. But it actually is a lot more complicated because you take in the advertisers as well as the demographic. Explain what demographic is. What do you mean by that?
Sure, demographic is a lot of the rating system. Goes by that, and it's like age. Like one demographic would be the age 18 to 54, 18 to 34, that age group. And so KOWZ 100.9, we like to have that age group about 18 to 54.
The ones making the decisions in the household kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that helps our advertisers as well, and advertisers want to try to concentrate on that, and that's where they want to put their advertising dollars. And then like Crew 92, when it was that, and now on our AM station, it's a little older, so it's more like about 35 to 64. And so anybody with that wants to try to get to kids, they're not going to advertise on that station.
Right. And that makes and that's nice to be able to give that wide variety. You have the different demographics for the people in our Owatonna area, the businesses that we like to support. You try and give them those opportunities.
Exactly.
So how do you make decisions on what music? You do have a genre of style of music that you play. How do you decide what songs you play?
Well, that's when I first moved to town here. I decided to really kind of change up the format a little bit, and so I got rid of all the music and put in what I personally would like to hear. I'm mid-40s, and I thought, okay, that's the middle of the demographic. I'm going to put on the music that I want to hear, and that just helped to kind of get more advertisers advertise to play the music inside their businesses, and that would attract more people listening and things like that. And we're seeing a lot of that now, but really, like the country station, Corn Country 92.1, I'm not a big country fan, but I know I go by charts and things of what people, and requests, a lot of listeners call in, and we try to figure out exactly what they want to hear. And look at like the more popular music, Tim McGraw, Taylor Swift. There's a lot of people that love country music but don't like Taylor Swift. Well, she's unfortunately so popular that you've got to play her, or else you'd be in trouble.
Yeah. So advertising on a radio station is something that's been done for a century, maybe, quite a long time now. What benefits do you see of people when they do advertise on the radio station? What kind of things do they get out of it?
Well, if we have a remote broadcast or something like that, actually getting people in their store immediately. If we have a grand opening or something like that, we can send out a DJ, and then listeners will follow into that store that day. But on the long term, if they advertise on a yearly basis, then it's just consistency. When you think about an eye doctor, and like you had Dr. Beth on here sponsoring the show. So it's like, okay, I'm hearing this, I need to go see an eye doctor. Well, Dr. Beth immediately comes to mind. And so it's consistency. That's why you hear so many advertisements and things. But we try to balance it out with the music as well, because nobody's going to tune into a radio station where you hear all commercials, But you do want to hear your favorite music, and so we kind of balance it out with 2 to 3 minutes every occasion with the commercial stop sets.
Do you find yourself ever in competition with the non-commercial stations, or not down in this area so much?
Not too much. I mean, that's it's not something. I just kind of worry about what we got going on, try to make that the best product, and that's what I do. And so I try not to. Or any other radio station around, I don't really worry about that.
How, in the 4 years that you've been here, how have you seen KOWZ grow and change?
Well, we a lot of the listeners and the winners that we have when we give away contests from the Twin Cities, from Rochester, from Mankato, from even as far as Mason City, and locally here. So you could see it just kind of expanding, growing. It's a 100,000 watt station. It's a lot of listeners out there.
I would thank you for your time today. Appreciate you taking a break from the radio and coming on television a little bit and talking to our audience. Now they've seen your face. I know at remotes they get a chance to see it, but if they haven't been out to that, it's good. Thank you for your time.
Well, thanks, Shelley.
All right, and we will be right back with the Steele County Senior Citizens of the Year, so stay with us.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, I'm Rick Smith, Golf Course Superintendent of the Brooktree Golf Course. Brooktree is an 18-hole championship golf course featuring well-manicured greens, tees, and fairways. We are open to the public. I challenge you to find a better maintained golf course for the money we charge here at Brooktree. Come on out and play Brooktree, a great golf course.
Hi, this is Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better. At Amy Swain Hearing Centers, we offer many different brands of hearing instruments because everyone has a different lifestyle. Let me, Dr. Amy Swain, help you find the best hearing device for your hearing needs at Amy Swain Hearing Centers of Owatonna, Austin, and Waseca. Call 1-800-804-3361 for an appointment today, or visit my website at www.amyswainhearingcenters.com, because you deserve to hear better.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I do have with me Carol Raetz and Don Overlie. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Congratulations to both of you. You are the Steele County Senior Citizens of the Year.
Thank you.
And that's quite an honor because there's a fair amount of senior citizens in this area. And to be the two chosen, that's pretty amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks, Kim.
Yeah. Carol, let's start with you. Let's introduce yourself a little bit. Okay. And then tell me a little bit about your history here in Owatonna.
Okay. I'm Carol Raetz, and actually I don't live in Owatonna. I live in a little community called Meriden.
I've heard of this Meriden.
West of Owatonna. I graduated from OHS, and I was an Indian instead of a Husky. And basically I just got involved in doing things, after I worked at the Owatonna Tool Company, which is a different name now, and I just enjoyed just getting out and doing different things, and I like history, so I just got involved in just trying to help do things to make people realize that Owatonna is a great city to live in.
Well, and I'm sure you have done. We'll talk a little bit more about those kind of things that you've done, very active person that you are. Don, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your life here in the area.
I'm Don Overlie. I have been in Owatonna since 1971, moved here from California.
That's quite the change. Surprised you stayed.
I graduated from Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington, undergraduate, and then did my graduate work at the University of Minnesota. So I became somewhat familiar with it, and my wife, who I met in graduate school, is from Janesville, so very close. And my parents were living in Minnesota at the time, and when we came back from California, and they lived here for about 10 years beyond that. But it was coming to a smaller community that had things going for it, and that's where Owatonna is.
And it's got your heart, and you've stayed.
Yes.
It's home now.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So Carol, let's talk about this. So the Senior Citizen Year of the Award is you get nominated, and then they start talking to you about some of the things that you do. What are some of the places that you volunteer with?
It started kind of at my church, which is in Meriden, and then one day they had a cleanup at the cemetery, the orphanage cemetery, and when I went there and just saw that children's name wasn't a name, it was just a number, I just cried when I got home. And they come back, and I said, we've got to do something to get names on there. And then I said, every children's cemetery should have a guardian angel. So I went to the city council and talked, so we got that moving. And so then now I'm a tour guide up there, and then just other little, like the Christian women help do decorating and stuff like that, and just anything driving people to the hospital or medical things, or just.
What I love is that you've found things that you're passionate about, and you're able to pour yourself into those things and make a difference. It sounds like not just every little act of kindness helps, but you've even gone that little extra mile for people who. Well, they don't even know. Those children, they're gone. Yeah. But it's their memories that matter, and just making that little extra difference. That's amazing.
Could I just express one thing that really just, really brought this volunteer thing out? It was something I heard a long time ago, and it said, like, volunteering is like Jesus said, show me what you can do. Don't dwell on your don'ts, but focus on your do's.
Focus on your do's, yeah. And you've done that very well, I see. And Don, it sounds like you're focusing on what you can do and the things. What are some of the activities that you do now that you've retired?
Well, before retirement, I was involved with Boy Scouts. And from that point on, it just expanded. Toys for Tots is probably my big one. although I also do the AARP driver safety program as an instructor, and now I've taken on an administrative role in that, and so I'm searching for instructors. But it's that whole thing of volunteering. Once you start, you get the feeling of, okay, yeah, that's good. I've really done something that hopefully makes a difference with boys in Boy Scouts or girls in Girl Scouts. It's the same thing. And once you get to that point, you just keep on doing it. With the Toys for Tots program, it's organizing things, getting things so that they run smoothly. And it's all the other volunteers that really make it what it is, whether it's any program. Likewise, going out to the cemetery here, that was early on, before the state relinquished control of the property. I walked through there, and I don't know how you could not cry. I mean, it was just sad.
Now, you were an educator, is that
Yes,
correct?
I was an educator.
Yeah.
I taught in the Owatonna schools for 30 years. And volunteering was also a part of that. We're looking for somebody to serve on a committee. And there's no extra pay for this.
No.
But it's seeing what can happen and having some influence, but it's mostly what you get back through the children or through the group that you're working with. And that's, to me, is the whole thing.
Well, from the educator background, you obviously have a passion for children, and it's good to see that continue to go, because those are the next volunteers. That's our next generation of volunteers are those children, and to see somebody who is willing to give so much of their time is a perfect example for them to know that that's what they need to do at any point in their life. And I know Boy Scouts really does encourage their scouts to do volunteering.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know that there's a program out there where they don't put in today's situation, that they don't put in that part of it, that you have to give back somehow. It's not just a one-way. I'm the receiver of all the stuff.
No, it changes your outlook on life when you start volunteering, because it takes the focus off of yourself, and you're able to see the needs of others and how you and I've heard this so many times when I talk to any big brothers or big sisters or anyone. It ends up that the person who's volunteering actually gets more. They feel like they may get more out of the process than the person that they are working with or helping.
That's very true.
And you see that as well.
Very true.
Tell me about the phone call. So you knew you were nominated.
Well, actually, I got a call from Dean Hartle, and he said, did you get a letter already? And I said, no. And he said, well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but then he said that you were, nominated and received the female senior volunteer of the year. So I couldn't believe it. I thought, no, there's other people that do more than I do. I said, it can't be me. And
I don't know if it's always more than, because a lot of people can put their fingers in a lot of different pies, but it's the quality of the work that they put into it, I think, that they also consider. It's just not volume, but the quality of that. What about you, Don? What was your...
Same thing. Yeah. I mean, honestly, when Dean called...
It's like he reads from a script.
Why would Dean be calling me? I had just been out there at his farm just a few weeks earlier with the senior games. I was the coordinator for the bicycling. And had seen him, talked with the family members there, and so it was like, well, why would you be calling me?
Yeah, I just saw you. So what's the next step in this, Carol? What happens next?
Thursday we go to the state fair, and so that's all just brand new because we don't know what's going to happen up there.
They'll give you get to take a bus right up. They take care of you. You get in for free. Hopefully they give you some cookies.
Yep, we're going to have a reception.
Okay, good. You know all the good things up at the state fair.
So,
good. And that's on Thursday?
Yes, this Thursday of this week.
Well, congratulations to both of you.
Well,
thank you for your work. Thank you for your dedication to this community, making it a better place.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I know you don't do it for recognition, but it's nice to have it every once in a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to be recognized, quite honestly, but you're right. We don't do it for that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Good.
And I volunteer, so grandparent, and even though I don't have children of my own, it's like you said about those children. Oh, that's a great feeling.
It's a great gift you give them.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving that and inspiring our future generations.
Thank you
for that. We will be right back with the Owatonna Today Show. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jake with Napa Auto Parts.
Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Did you know that it is illegal in the city of Owatonna to host or allow a gathering where minors will be consuming alcoholic beverages on your property or in your residence? Did you know that it is illegal to provide minors with alcohol unless they are your own kids in your own home? Underage drinking leads to increased risk of future chemical dependency, engaging in more serious criminal activity, and becoming a victim of a crime. Please help keep our kids and our community safe by not encouraging, hosting, or allowing underage drinking. This is a message from the Owatonna Police Department and the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
And we're back with a look at your community announcements. Stay with us. We're going to be announcing the winner of the Renaissance tickets in just a minute. But first, we want to let you know what's going on in your community. It's the Learn to Skate with Us with the Owatonna Skate School. They have You and Me Learning to Skate class as well as group skating lessons. They also have practice ice available. You can contact them. Their fall registration is August 27th through the 28th from 5 to 7 at the Four Seasons. If you want more information, you can call 507-363-4042, or you can check them out on Facebook at Owatonna, or their website is owatonnafsc.org. Find out more information about that. Enjoy the taste and sounds of America at the Owatonna Arts Center. As summer winds down and the autumn seasons begin, it's a great way by sampling microbrews and taking in an evening with David Stoddard and Charlie Roth. This is Saturday, August 31st. They will have microbrews available as well as handmade cheeses from the KOWZ of Faribault. Tickets are $25 for the beer tasting and the Americana concert, or $30 each at the door. Go enjoy a wonderful evening of music and entertainment. And this September for 6th and 7th, it's the second annual Steele County Humane Society Garage Sale. It's Friday, September 6th from 3 to 7, and Saturday, September 7th from 8 to 5. It's going to be at the 253 16th Street Northeast in Owatonna. And there's also the Spay and Neuter Clinic on September 7th. And for more information, you can call 612-720-8236. And now we'd like to congratulate Nikki Thayer. She is this week's winner of the Renaissance tickets. Nikki, please email us at owatonatoday@charter.net. Let us know how we can get your tickets to you. Also want to let you know that if you'd like a pair of tickets, all you have to do is like us on Facebook. If you've already liked us, you can just send a post right on our Facebook page or send us an email at Owatonna Today, and we'll get you in that pool as well because we want everybody to win. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good day.